Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video is the game of the day, and I'm going to quickly go through the game and just explain how I felt, and then I'll go through it very quickly at the end. This is going to be worth sticking around to the end because it's going to be 2 parts or 3 parts of the game where it was crucial and both opponents could have missed and had better places with their pieces. Okay, so anyway, so we opened up the Sicilian game. And I was trying to go for the Najdorf again, but it wasn't quite the Najdorf because we didn't exchange the pawns. So yeah, so we didn't get the Najdorf position that I was after. We're pinning the queen. That's what I was hoping for. So that's one of my favourite moves, is just to pin the queen. He removes the pin. So we continue the pin but retreat, so that's fine as well. At this stage I wanted to move down here and then we exchange. And then I wanted to open the file up, so I've got the rook attacking the king side if he did castle on that side. He moves his knight down, so that's all going to plan. This is a position that I like. This is like the spot that I missed previous game that I played, not against anyone else that you know, but in a previous game just recently I was playing, and then I was trying to find a position or a piece that I could move, and then this was the move so that the computer liked. So it just kept locked up the center, which is what we wanted to do. So, and it controls this square twice as well. So we're controlling important squares here. So, and then defending as well. So this is quite a solid defense in the center of the board, and that's what you want. Okay, so he takes the bait, and now we've got an open file for the rook. And now he pins our knight to the queen. So this is learning. I'm removing the pin straight away. Normally I wait 1 or 2 moves, and then what happens is you forget about it and you lose your queen. So this time we didn't lose the queen. So this is definitely an improvement of my game, where I haven't lost my queen much at all since we've been having a few of these videos about the different coloured squares with the queens and how the queen works with the knights, and also removing the pins. So definitely worth watching my previous videos if you want to learn some moves and the reason why you might be losing in chess. Okay, so we extended out. We wanted to put pressure on the b2 pawn. Okay, so he's moved forward to get rid of that, and I was trying to think about trying to target the queen, also defend the knight because the knight would probably move. Try and keep this structure sort of safe, so try not to keep anything hanging. Try not to have any weaknesses, because something in our games is we can definitely weaken our pawns, especially our backward pawns, and we leave them undefended and our opponents can come in and take over. So at this stage I wanted to move the knight here and start targeting these dark squared pawns, squares, sorry, and then, but he wanted to exchange because he took we moved our defender away, so he thought we'd double up the pawns, but we didn't. This was a good move. He's trying to fork my bishop and queen, so I didn't actually see that straight away. So I moved my queen, and yeah, he's just advancing his pawns. I was a bit worried at this stage because when he moves his pawns down, he's threatening me open the file for his rook. So we need to keep an eye on opening files, and when we don't want to. And if a rook's sitting at the file, we don't want to open up and help our opponent. If our rook's on that file, then definitely we want to open up. So yeah, but anyway, so he's gone to open up the file. This was the blunder of his move, so you can see a big question mark. So the thing is, the reason why that was a blunder is because the rook isn't open on the file now. So if the pawn took, then he could move his rook down with the queen defending it, so without the pawn obviously. Okay, so we retreat, trying to get out of the way, because we're thinking about if he takes here, we'll be in check anyway. So we wanted to make some space, thinking about this square for the queen as well, just trying to get into a shell for a turtle. So just hiding in defense now, so we're just getting tied down, and so something, if you look at the position here, we're all keeping our pieces defended. This piece is starting to get weak, so our defense is starting to cripple a little bit, so we've got to be very careful. But have a look at our opponent's pieces and tell me what is weird about his position. So pause the video, just have a look at the opponent, and just what are your thoughts? Okay, so you've paused and now continuing. So if you have a look, he's actually overextending his pieces. So he's pushing down, which is fine, but now he's starting to create these positions that could be potentially weakness. So he's opening all these squares for us to get through. So if we can break through it and do some counter attacks, he can be in serious trouble. And also he's got an open file, which is very strong with the queen. So actually got what he wanted in the end. Now we're crushing through, so now we're going to try and exploit our opponent's weakness. So don't always get too worried about your opponent's attack, and think about what counter attacks and what other moves you got. So if there's no immediate threats, we can definitely push through and see if we can get some counter play. So now we're actually attacking this square twice. He takes, we're up material all of a sudden, and that's good. We could just take here as well, take the pawn, and then these pawns here aren't, this pawn isn't defended, so he starts getting a lot weaker with his structure. So he starts pushing on. He found the best move. We found the best move, so we moved the rook defending this pawn. He moved back, so he found another good move. This was a bad move, but I actually liked the move because I was going up for material. So it's not always easy to understand where the computer likes. So we're at the retreat. So yeah, so in this sense, the rook had to move from the open file. So we're going for here. So it's no wonder why the computer didn't like it, because we're just giving up this open file. So that was a mistake on our part, and our opponent saw his moment and took it. In this spot, if he moves down here, that is checkmate. And can you see any moves to stop checkmate? Okay, I'm going to tell you the move. It's a simple king move. So sometimes you can overlook the kings. The queen, the opponent didn't like the queen in this sense, because what will happen if, I can't do it at the moment, but what happens is the rook goes down here. I have to block the check. He takes, and then I block. And then he takes the queen, and then it's checkmate in the back row. Okay, so I thought that was interesting anyway. So check, move here, move here, move here. Yeah, so wait, move here, take, takes, have to defend, checkmate. Okay. So that's it, but that didn't happen in the game, luckily. So he did another blunder, and this is another lesson too. And he's removing your retreat squares for his king. So that's something you don't want to do, king safety. But actually, yeah, so this you're going to find out why. If you have a look, it's mate in 2, and I actually saw it. So go in for the check. So he's one move away, so we check, and that's checkmate right there. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.